Hello again, everyone. Happy Friday, first of all, and I'm glad to be back and doing another video for you guys. Again, I'll probably say it almost every time, but these are just optional and they're just supposed to be a little bit more fun. Just another good way to practice. Right now we're practicing sight words, and we'll probably keep doing sight words, but we might, maybe we'll start throwing in some other stuff later on too. But yeah, so it's Miss Hebert back again today. So you lucky ducks, you get me 2 days in a row. So today you can probably see I have this dish of water in front of me. So let's find out what we're gonna do with that. So I called this one just Mystery Sight Words. I don't have a super creative name for it. And for parents and kiddos, what you'll need is just 1 or 2 rectangles of this paper towel. Okay, I don't want to be having you guys wasting a bunch of paper towels, so just 1 or 2, whatever your mom and dad say is okay for you to use. And then just probably a scissors. If you don't have a scissors or don't want to use the scissors, you can just rip it with your hands and your fingers. It's not gonna affect anything, how well it's cut or if it's ripped or not. So if you don't have scissors or can't find them or whatever, you can just rip it instead. And then I'm gonna show you in just a second what they're gonna look like for this activity, or what kind of we're doing with the paper towel and everything. If you have a more permanent marker, that will probably work a little bit better. I didn't have a permanent marker, so I just used just your normal kind of Crayola markers that you guys use at school, and it worked fine, and that you can still do it with that. It's just a permanent marker will work a little bit better. I'm actually also going to try it. I have not tried it with colored pencils yet, but I'm just going to see if that would work, just so that there's another option for you guys. You could even just use a normal pen as well. Most writing utensils, it's just, you're going to see that I'm going to be putting some of the paper towels in water, and so the washable kind of markers, those tend to bleed a little bit more. But again, a lot of stuff will work. It's just if you use the washable kind of markers, it might just bleed a little bit more, but that's not a big deal. So when I had this paper towel, so parents can do this, or if kiddos want to try it, you can too. I just cut it into about 4 strips. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And I did that 2 times. So then I had 8 strips. And then at the bottom, I wrote some sight words. Okay. Again, there's a couple ways you could do this activity, which I'll talk about in a second. Okay, so I wrote on the bottom of all my strips different sight words. And then what you do is, parents, it might be kind of fun if parents, you write the sight words for them. And then I'm gonna fold it 3 times. I'm gonna go 1, or I'm gonna fold it 2 times, I guess. 1, and then the second time it will cover it up. So if you were to open it, it'd kind of be in 3 sections, okay? So I just folded it 2 times, 1, 2, and I did it 2 times because it just kind of is harder for the kids to see what word is underneath. Now, for all my friends out there, don't be holding it up to the light, trying to see what word is underneath, because that is peeking, which is cheating, and that's no fun, okay? So if you fold it 3 times, it is pretty hard to see through it. Okay, so I've done that, and then you can have any kind of dish. I have just a casserole dish, You can use a bowl, a mixing bowl, any kind of bowl, or you could actually do it in the sink itself if you wanted to. It shouldn't get too messy, but you might get a little water when you're taking the paper towels out. Okay, so now I have my folded piece of paper, or paper towel. Okay, and what you're gonna do is and now you can't see it, okay? And then you put it in the water. And then when you pull it out, you can see the word. This one says the. Now it's harder for you guys to see on the camera because of the lighting, but when I'm looking at it, it's very clear that it says the when I'm looking at it. So, and again, this is kind of what it looks like with the washable markers because they're obviously not super waterproof, and so they are bleeding through a little bit. So then again, you would fold them once, twice. Can't really see it in the front. And if I were you, parents, you could kind of fold them all up, lay them down for the kids. It'd be kind of a fun, that's why I call it mystery sight words, because this way you guys don't know what the sight words are, and when you dip it in the water, it reveals it, and you have to find out what it says, okay? So there's another one. This one said. I did this one. It says green, okay. What's this one say? This one says here. Okay, so those are just a few examples. Now I'm actually going to try it with, I wrote this one in colored pencil actually. And so I'm going to kind of see if that will work at all, because then that's just another option for you guys to use. Okay. It's definitely not as clear, and that's going to be really hard for you guys to see on the camera. You can kind of see it a little bit up in the light. But yeah, when I hold it up to the light after I do that, I can still see that it says what word it says. So again, it just isn't kind of one more option if you really don't have any kind of markers that you could use. So yeah, that's kind of just a fun mystery sight word. It's kind of like a, if any of you have ever done this with like mystery messages or something. I used to do it, my mom used to do it with me when I was little, but she would write like little messages in the morning sometimes, and I would have to put it in the water to see what the message said. But yeah, so the first way that might be kind of fun is if parents, you write the words, fold them up, lay them out so that my kiddos can't see what words they have, and then when they put them in, then they'll have to read that word. Okay. The second way you could do it is, or if you want to do it again or whatever, my friends, you could write your sight words on the bottom, fold them up to practice writing them too, and then you could mix them up kind of shuffle them up, and then it'll still kind of dip them in, and it'll be a little bit of a surprise of what word you got. So yeah, it's just kind of another fun way to practice sight words, and this one doesn't really require, it's not as much of a game this time, but I thought it was still kind of something a little bit fun, and I know a lot of you like to play in the water, so it might be a little bit exciting for you guys. Try not to be too messy for mom and dad though. So yeah, that's kind of the game I had, or activity that I had for today. Yeah, so give it a try, and if it turns out well or whatever, email Mrs. Sandager pictures, and I'd love to see if you guys liked it. So yeah, that's kind of it for today's sight word activity, and again, happy Friday everyone. I hope you have a great weekend, and hopefully you'll see Mrs. Sandager or I next week for some more videos. So bye guys.